think I will always remember the impact of the blast. You know, people don't realize how powerful a bomb blast really is. It tears you to shreds. It really literally tore me to shreds. Everything around me was, you gotta understand, it was hell. The first time I looked at my legs after the blast, what really shocked me was I tried to move them. And of course I couldn't move them. And as I straightened my knee out, my left foot stayed on the ground. And that's the first time I was like, wow, my foot might be detached. My very first thought after the bombing was the next day I had a tennis lesson I was supposed to give my oldest daughter. And I said, you know, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to make the tennis lesson tomorrow, but I will play tennis with her one day. I didn't really know my outcome. I didn't know whether my left leg was going to be amputated. I didn't know whether I was going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. And the doctors told me that the best case scenario, if all the surgeries went well, would be that I would be in a wheelchair for about a year and a half. I wasn't the most talented, but I had a work ethic and I had a strength and an approach to playing the game that was very physical. And so, of course, you know, you're happy to be alive, but you realize that your whole life is about to change. From going to being a professional athlete, from somebody who's always been turned towards physical activity, to now laying on a hospital bed not able to move, and possibly, best case scenario, being in a wheelchair for the next 2 years. It's very humbling. Yeah, the motivation behind walking again is an incredible lesson of life. You know, I'd go down on the weekends, I'd wheel myself into the training room, and every single day, you know, rehabbing, you know, 4 hours in the morning, 4 hours in the afternoon, and get on the NuStep machine.
I knew Seb would walk because I coached him and I knew who he is. And the first time I verbally talked to him, not through email, Coach, I'm going to walk, I'm going to be fine. I don't care, you know, he told, and I knew he would.
I remember telling myself what an amazing lesson it would be for my girls if they saw their dad, you know, go from a hospital bed to a wheelchair, from a wheelchair to a walker, from a walker to crutches, from crutches to a limp, from a limp to running, from running to running marathons, to competing in triathlons. It's a wonderful lesson of life. So my next goal is doing that. It's to start running again marathons. A handicap doesn't mean that you can't do something. A handicap just means that it's harder for you to do it. But when you overcome a handicap, you know, problems get smaller and smaller the more you overcome problems. Life simplifies itself in the most beautiful ways.